Check your audio and video settings, please.
Yes, sir, fine.
Yes. Yeah, now it's gone. Concentrate. Yeah, in 7 a.m. session, last 10 minutes got disturbed because of because of system got hanged here. I don't know why. Fine, nowadays so many things are happening. Fine. Let's come to our Hibernate. Yeah, my health is getting better. That's good. So other day I talked about many things, differences between. I think we completed first application flow. Yeah, those who are attending today's class as first class, you need to watch the videos because already we completed first application, boss. So we have to watch videos. Sashid Bhushanja, what is testing your patience, Rababu? Fine. Let's go further today. I think we completed differences between session factory and session also. So let's take further discussions. Yes. Yes. Okay. Session dot save method. Session dot save method. Session dot save method. Now listen here. This method not only give persistence instruction to save the object. This method not only gives persistence instruction to save the object, also returns identity value, the generated identity value. Okay, the generated identity value. That means the value that is set to ID property will be taken as ID value and it will be returned. It will be returned when if no generators are configured. If some generators are configured like increment, whatever identity value that generator generates, that will be returned. That will be returned back. Let me show that first, then you will get the idea. Where is this Eclipse here? Eclipse here. Meanwhile, I will write a statement here, boss. Meanwhile, I'll write the statement here. This method gives persistence instruction. instruction to save the object and also returns returns either assigned or generated identity value back to the application back to the application as the return value as the return value. Mm. Note, if no generator is configured, if no generator is configured, then the value assigned to the id property mm, will be returned as identity value. Otherwise, the generator generated value will be returned as the identity value. Okay, fine. The generator generated identity value. So we have a multiple generators, our boss. The generators are increment, sequence, high low, and etc. And CS generators is a separate discussion, is a separate chapter to discuss. So today, don't worry. If generators are not configured, assigned value will be taken as identity value. If generators are configured, generator generated value will be given as identity value. So let's prove it practically. NTHB 914 class content, Hibernate, HB9AM, HB9AM, save versus persist. What is today's date here? 21st July. Oh, sorry, 22nd July. Okay, some gap has come now. Fine. Yes, today actually I'm going to introduce one more method called persist method. But first of all, you observe this one. First of all, you observe this one. This is save method here. Save method is returning one return value. It is having one return value, boss. It returns one value. So that is ID value. What value here? ID value. Identity value, nothing but ID value. Int ID value is equal to 0. Why are you taking integers, sir? Tell me in the mapping file, what is the ID property? PID. In the entity class, PID type is what? In the entity class, PID type is what? Int. So that's the reason ID value also taken as what? Int. Here is my product.java. That's the reason ID value is also taken as what? Int. ID value also taken as int because I can store here. ID value is equal to, what's the variable? ID val, v small letter. ID val is equal to session.save. It is actually gives serializable object here, wrapper class object integer that we are converting into simple integer. That we are converting into simple integer. Actually, you should not ask me. You should not ask me. 1 minute. Let me make sure that this project is pointing to 1.8. Java compiler. I think it is pointing to 1.8 only now. Fine, 1.8. Fine. Okay. One more thing. Wait. Project facets. Java 1.8. Okay, nice. Okay. Right. Now tell me. It actually returns wrapper class object integer, boss, that are converting into simple integer. This we are converting into simple integer. Understanding my point there or not there? Come on, guys. Come on. Okay. Arrays. Save method return type is what? Wrapper class object that we are converting into simple integer. Fine. Tell me here. Sys out. Sys out. Mr. Abdullah, such method is not there. Don't get confused. Okay. Get ID method is not there. Okay. What is this? Generated ID value plus plus. Okay. What is that ID? Generated ID value plus plus ID value. Okay. Fine. So right now, what is the assigned value? This is the assigned value. 3476. 3476. Run on Java application. Run on Java application. See, boss, generated ID value is 3476. Whatever you have assigned, same thing is coming as ID value or not. Why? Right now, I didn't configure any generators. Right now, did not configure any generators. Are you getting my point there? Okay. Right now, I did not configured any generator. That's why whatever value I have assigned in the ID property, that is coming. Now go to mapping file. There is a provision to configure generators here under ID tag. There is a generator tag. Okay, class. I'm configuring something called increment. So class, actually internally it's a lengthy class name. It is a short form of lengthy class name. That's why attribute name is class. Internally for this one lengthy class name will come. Okay, but it is a short form of writing lengthy class name. That's why increment. See, as the other day while writing JTA transaction, okay, JDBC transaction, actually lengthy class name we should write as a transaction factory class. But we are writing shortcuts JDBC, shortcuts JTA or not. I hope you remembered. While writing transaction factory class name, instead of lengthy class name, we are writing shortcuts JDBC, shortcut JTA. Remembered or not remembered? Yes. Similarly, instead of writing lengthy class names, okay, they have given shortcuts for every generator. What is that? Increment. Now you observe previous value, max value plus 1 is the formula, boss. Max value plus 1 is the formula. Already available max value, we don't know how much it is. I think 5671 it seems. So that's why 5672 is coming as the identity value. Sir, what happens to this value? This value will be wasted, that will be replaced with a new value. That value will be assigned to the identity value. That identity value will be assigned to the Guys, guys, everyone, please listen to me. Please listen to me. Are you there? Array, my voice got disturbed here. All of a sudden, it is hanging up. Okay, by afternoon, I will sort out the problem. But in the middle, if it is hanged up, please be patient. It is taking time 5 to 10 minutes to restart the computer. By in afternoon, I will sort out the problem. Okay, okay. Don't go here and there when system got hanged. When system got hanged, afternoon I'm going to format the system. I will settle down the issue by evening. So you have to bear it. So when things are not good, back to back problems will come, but we should not lose our patience and temperament. That is a time where we have to be more careful. Fine. What is the conclusion? I think I have not saved my document also. Yes. Hibernate here. NTHB5. Did I save the document? Yes, I saved. 21st. I think something is there. Paintbrush. Paintbrush. Yeah, in paint also an auto show option should be there. Yeah. Anyhow, we didn't lose anything, boss. We are getting automatically everything. Fine. Okay. Hmm. Increment sequence high-low generator. Fine. So I think we are back. We are back. Okay. Eclipse is taking time. Meanwhile, we will launch that. Where is this? Where is this SQL developer? We'll launch this SQL developer also. We will launch this SQL developer and we will try to write the sample code. What code here? Sample code. In client application. In client application. In client application. Tell me. Into id val is equal to session dot save prod. Session dot save prod. Nice. Into id val is equal to session dot save prod. Are you getting my point there? Yes. Yeah. This is the thing. So here I am displaying generated id value. SOP. Generated id value is id value. Yes, this is the generated id value is id value. Tell me here what is this? In employee dot in mapping file. What is the mapping file? In product dot hbm dot xml. Yes, what is this? ID name PID. Column is equal to PID. Yes, this is generator. Actually class, but short form is what? Increment. Increment. End of the ID tag. End of the ID tag. Fine. NTHB 914, let it be. So let's see this SQL developer story. Let us see this SQL developer story, boss. Yes. Click on this. Asking manager. Asking manager. Unable to do requested service means maybe Oracle is not running properly. Check it out. Yeah. Table. What's our table here? Product. What's our table? Product. Yes, product. Data table. Product data table. See, earlier highest value is 5671. Because of that max value plus 1, 5672. 5672. Come on. Hmm. We need not to create any sequence. It will use internally max value plus 1 formula. No need of creating sequence. That will take care. That will take care internally by using max value plus 1 formula to generate the identity value. To simply generate the identity value. Okay. Hmm. Let's see. Save this one. It's been saved. Okay. It's been saved. Taking time to load. Save the change. Right click. System is not in my control today. Yeah. Java application. Java application. Messages are coming. Yeah, see here. 5673. What is that? 5673. Max value plus 1 is the formula. Whatever existing max value is there, plus 1 is the formula that will be used to generate the identity value. See, 5673. Everyone understood my point there? Sir, already you have kept some data here, na? Already you kept some data over here, na? Come on, come on. Hmm. Okay, boss. Already this will be not be considered now. It will be overridden with newly generated identity value. It will be overridden with newly generated identity value. How can you say that? Listen, sysout. After that save method call, sysout prod dot id value is prod dot get PID. Prod dot get PID. Every time it will be generated automatically. Save object. That's why if you don't give this also not a problem. If you don't give that also not a problem. 5674. See, ID value is 56. That means this is gone. So this time I don't give this. This time I don't give this. Okay. This time 5675 will come. Max value plus 1 is coming or not there. Generators like this for 13 14 predefined generators are there. Generators is a separate chapter. I will this one. This one. Suppose if you delete any value in the middle, suppose I deleted this one only. Let us assume I deleted this record. Okay. So I deleted this record. So in the existing value, what is the highest value plus one? That's it. So this record we got lost. Say refresh. Yes, we lost the record. So then tell me what happens. If I run the application, you will get a max value plus one. You will get max value plus one. 5675 will come. 5675 will come. Come on. If you delete the existing highest value, in whatever the available values, in that one, max value plus one will be taken. Understand my point there. Suppose, sir, I truncated the table. I truncated the table. That means I deleted all the records of the table. Let us assume. I deleted all the records of the table. I deleted all the records of the table. Tell me here. Cannot delete the rows. Why? Deleted now. All records are. Data got committed or another session. Cannot delete the row. What happened? Anyone is using this? Anyone is using this now? This application is also over now. What's the problem? What's the problem? Say refresh. Okay, no problem. I think this is a SQL issue. SQL issue only. You should actually allow me to delete all the records. Data card committed in another processor session. So cannot delete row. Why so, yeah? Okay, close and reopen. Columns here, data here. Actually, it should allow me, boss. It should allow me to do that. Otherwise, I think right click on product also we can do. Yeah, now go back to the product. Here is our product. Records are there as usually. Okay, is there any option of table truncate? Table truncate. Say apply. Yes, we got this one. Okay, now listen. What is need of CLI? No need. Run on Java application. Run on Java. Right now, max value is 0. 0 means it will get 1. You will get 1. You will get 1. 1 has come as PID or not there. Okay. Again, you run it. Run on Java application. This time you will get what? 2. Refresh 2. Max value plus 1. Suppose this max value I deleted. This max value I deleted intentionally. Okay, once again I am running the application. Once again I am running the application. Okay, will not reserve, will not reserve. Okay, it will just see max value plus 1. If you observe the query also, it is trying to get the max value. On that one, it is saying plus 1. So max value plus 1 is the formula. Are you understanding my point there? So, but if you delete in the middle, no use. If you delete the max value only, then you have to be very careful about it. So what is this? Generator uses max val plus max id, max val of id plus 1 formulae to generate the id value, to simply generate the id value dynamically, to simply generate the id value, identity value dynamically. Everyone understood my point there or not there? So this is about session dot save method. Come on. Right now, right now we cannot get your choice number. You have to get the numbers according to generator. If you want to get random number, you have to develop custom generator. Okay, when I launch generators as a separate chapter, then you will get idea. Understanding my point there? Come on. Fine. Super boss. Suppose if you don't give any generator, whatever value I have assigned to PID property, ID property, that will be returned as a generator value. That will be returned as ID value. If you use generator, generator assigned value will be given as what? Identity value. Is that clear? Yes. Okay, now I want to give signature of the save method. Signature of the session dot save method. Signature of the session dot save method. What is this? Public serializable save. Object to obj. Sir, why serializable? Our identity values will come as a wrapper class objects. All wrapper classes are implementing serializable interface. Instead of giving individual wrapper classes, they have given common serializable interface as the return type. Understanding my point there? Okay. Debas is, as I asked, generators is a separate chapter. Until I launch all generator, don't excite. 14, 13, 14 generators are there. In future, we will discuss all the generator. Right now, my interest is not to launch generator. I just want to show, okay? I just want to show, I just want to show session dot save method supports to work with generator, because I want to give differences between session dot save method, session dot persist method. What method? Persist method. Persist method. So I just want to show session dot save method supports what? Generators. In that process, I launched increment, but 13, 14 generators are there. We will develop custom generators. So many concepts are there. I'm going to launch that one as an exclusive discussion later. So today you don't worry about other generators. Are you understanding my point there? Fine. Okay. Right. So this is the thing. Sir, I didn't understand why return type is serializable. Array save method returns, okay, generated ID value as wrapper objects. Wrapper objects. Okay, if ID property type is long, L capital long wrapper class object. If ID property value is float, F capital float wrapper class object. If ID property type is string class object. But they noticed only one thing. For all these wrapper classes, common thing is what? Serializable interface. That's the reason they have given return type as what? Serializable interface. Okay. Someone asked me, sir, why they have not taken number as the return type? What about string? What about string? Because sometime property will be string property also, na? So string property also, na? That's the, but for string, for all wrapper classes, common interface that is implemented is what? Serializable. Understanding my point there? Yes. Why object class objects are? Or you have to pass entity class object here. In our example product, in someone's example customer, in someone's example Okay, student. In some one example, some other thing. So if they give employee as the parameter type, so can I pass other class objects here? No. That's why they have given what generic type. Generic type is what Java dot lang dot object. If that is the parameter type, we can call this method with any entity class object or not there. We can call this method as what any entity class object are not there. Come on, to achieve loose coupling here, they did this work to achieve what loose coupling. Understanding my point there? Very intelligently they have given all this stuff here. Very intelligently they have given all this stuff. I hope everyone noticed that parameter type is object, so that you can call this method with any entity class object. Return type is serializable. Method can return any wrapper class object, any wrapper class object as the identity value, having identity value. Got it or not there? Yes. Okay, boss. This allows to pass any entity class object as the argument value. Any entity class object as the argument value. Right. Now, serializable. Serializable. Hmm. Allows to return any wrapper class object or string related objects having ID value. Having ID value. Having ID value. Listen, boss. Then you may ask me one question. You may ask me one question. What is that? Sir, object itself they can take a return type, na? Object itself they can take a return type, na? Listen, if they give object as the return type, wider, much wider prospective will come. Much wider prospective will come. See, what are the possible variables or variable types? ID property variables are simple type, wrapper type, string. Generally we take these four types of this one, either simple data type or wrapper data type or string. These are the possible things for variables of the domain class, right? Entity class variables will have either simple data type, wrapper data type or string. So what is the common thing for all these things? What is the common thing? Implementation of serializable interface. For wrapper class and string, what is the common thing? Implementation of what? Implementation of serializable interface. That's the reason they have taken serializable as the common written type. Serializable as the common written type. I think you got the clarity there or not there? Yes. All wrapper classes and string are serializable. All wrapper classes and string are serializable. And one more reason here, one more reason. Sometimes this generated identity value should be sent to over the network also. Should be sent over the network. For example, you approached GPay for payment. GPay has done, Google Pay has completed payment and it has to generate transaction ID dynamically, and the generated transaction ID should come back to what? Flipkart. Should come back to Flipkart. There will be network between GPay and Google Pay and what? Flipkart. So without sending transaction ID to Flipkart, Flipkart cannot give the customer, cannot give a transaction ID to the customer. If GPay has generated the transaction ID, it has to come all over the network to Flipkart so that if Flipkart can give to its customer or not there. Flipkart can give to its customer or not there. There's a one more reason why they have taken serializable as the return type. Why they are giving identity value as a serializable object. Are you understanding my point there or not there? Fine here. If Java method parameter type is java.lang.class object, then we can call that method with any Java class object. Fine. If Java method return type is what? Interface. The method returns one implementation class object of that interface. All wrapper classes strings are serializable. That means they directly or indirectly implement what? Serializable interface. What interface here? Serializable interface. Now let's have a look on this session dot persist method. We have a one more method called what here? Session dot persist. So far we dealt with the session dot what? Save method. Okay, boss. To persist save object. To persist or save object. Okay. Gives instruction to Hibernate framework to persist or save object. To persist or save object. Okay. Right. But does not allow to work with generators. Does not allow to work with generators. Are you getting my point there? It does not allow to work with generator. This persist method does not allow to support. We cannot work with generator. This is the major difference, boss. Major difference. Okay. Next. Okay. Return type is wide. Return type is wide. That means cannot return. Cannot return. Okay. The identity value. Cannot return the identity value. If no generator is there, at least take ID property value as the identity value. The value set to ID property will be taken as identity value. But somehow, even that value also cannot be returned because return type is what? Y. Seriously, sir? Yes. Okay. Next, one more thing. This method is given by JPA specification. This method is not the method of Hibernate here. This method is given by JPA specification and implemented in Hibernate. So it is not the Hibernate direct method here. This method is there in Hibernate because JPA requested to maintain this method. JPA has requested to maintain this method. It is collected and implemented from what? JPA specification. Session.save method is Hibernate direct method. Hibernate's original thought here. Come on. But persist method is inspired and collected from JPA and implemented in what? Hibernate. Simply implemented in what? Hibernate. Understanding my statement? This method is given by JPA specification and implemented in what? Hibernate. Seriously, literally implemented in what? Hibernate. Okay, fine. ILA, I, ILA means what here? What's happening, Mr. Mobile number? Mr. Mobile device name? What's happening? ILA means what? JPA means Java Persistence API. Java Persistence API. Java Persistence API. Okay, boss. Right. Hmm. It's a specification based on whom all ORM softwares are designed. JPI is like course browser. Each, 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 each ORM software is like faculty. So each faculty conducts the classes according to course browser rules and guidelines. Similarly, all ORM frameworks are created based on the rules and guidelines of what? JPA specification. Okay, sir. How does it look, sir? It looks like this. Public wide persist object to OBJ. Object to OBJ. Nice. Okay. Sample code. Sample code. Everything is ditto, boss. Try tx is equal to session dot begin transaction. Everything is bigger. Session dot persist. Session dot persist prod. Yes. Flag is equal to true. Yes. Catch block. Everything same, but don't expect any return type. Don't, you cannot catch. Hibernate exception or exception E. We cannot work with the generators. Flag is equal to false. Yes, flag is equal to false. Then what is this? Finally, nothing changes. That's what I'm trying to say. Same code. Same old code. Same old code. Same old code. Okay. Now let's see what I do. Let's see what I do. Yeah, you have to explicitly set values to ID property. Sir, if no generators are there, what happens? Persist object test. Persist object test. Yes. Persist object test. Everything is same. But this time I must set value. Prod dot set PID. Why? No generators are going to work. 4657. Come on. Right. No question of taking return value. All this stuff is waste. Session dot persist method. Session dot persist method. Leave it. Session dot persist method. Everything is same. Flag true. Some exception flag false. Then everything is smooth. Tx dot commit. Something gone wrong. Tx dot rollback. Session dot close. Factory dot close. Session dot close. Factory dot close. So this time no generator. If you want also you cannot configure. First of all, let me comment this generator part. Save this. Persist object test. Run on Java application. Record is inserted. Save this. 4567 has come. 45. You try to run one more time, you will get exception. Why? Because same number na unique constraint violation exception will come. Unique constraint violation exception has come. Did you notice that? Unique constraint violation exception has come. Come on, guys. You got the exception here or not there? But in save method, we can use one or other generator. That's why we can avoid this exception, this kind of exception. But in persist method, that is not possible. In persist method, not possible. Okay, you try to configure generator while working with persist method. Persist object to test, enter key. Yes, see this? And I configure generator. Again, error has come. Oh, I will give perfect number only here, new number. Actually, when generators are configured, this should not be a problem. Anyhow, on safe side, I am giving it. Detached entity passed. Exceptions are coming or not there. Detached entity passed. Exception is raised or not. Okay, that means even though you have given proper data in ID property, it is not allowing. Why? Because it does not support what? Generators. It does not support what? Generators. Are you getting my point there? So only assigned value will be taken as the identity value. Generator generated value will not be taken as the identity value. This time you observe 4544 has come or not. 4544 has come or not. I want reply from you people. Come on. Okay. I think you understood the difference between save method and persist method. Very popular interview question. Very popular interview question. What is the difference between save method and what? Persist method. Okay. Sir, persist method cannot work with sequences, Ra Babu. Persist method cannot work with sequences. It cannot work with any generators. You and your question. When cannot work with one generator, how it can work with other generator, Mr. Abdul Moeed? That too, your query is dynamically generated query. Don't forget that. Here query is what? Inside query is a dynamically generated code. Come on. So the big difference between persistent save method is generator support. Remaining all are small differences only. Tell me what is the most recommended method to use? Seva persista. Seva persista. Save, not the persist. It's not depends. Persist only. Seva persista. Save is better. Save is better, not the persist. But one small advantage with persist here. What is that you know? Okay, what is that you know? If you go to 10 ORM frameworks, in all 10 ORM framework, you will see persist method. But save method, there is no guarantee. There is no guarantee other than Hibernate, it will be available or not. But persist method is available in what? Persist method is available in what? Multiple ORM framework because it is there in JPA specification. All ORM frameworks are forced to find out and implement what? That persist method. Are you getting my point? So that's the reason. That's the reason we have to think about it. But overall, 95% of ORM framework is running based on Hibernate. So that's why people still prefers working with what? Save method, not the persist save method. 95% of OR mapping is happening in Hibernate. Only 5-6% is happening in other implementation. Maximum people are preferring Hibernate to work with what? JPA. So that's why people in the industry prefers working with what? Save method only, not the persist method. Come on. Right. So very popular interview question. What is the difference between save and persist method? What is the difference between save and persist methods? Save and persist methods. Are you getting my point? Yes. Okay, boss. Here is my save method. Here is my persist method. Here is my save method. Here is my persist method. Differences we are talking, boss. Differences we are talking. Number one. Number one. Can return the generated ID value as serializable wrapper object. B, cannot return the ID value. Cannot return ID value. Hmm. Return type is serializable. Return type is void. Can work with generators. Can work with generators to generate the value to ID property dynamically. Cannot work with generators. Cannot work with generators. Next, it is direct method of Hibernate. It is a direct method of Hibernate. Come on. It is gathered and implemented. Gathered and implemented. mm, Gathered and implemented by collecting from JPA specification. By collecting from JPA specification. Cannot give guarantee. Cannot give guarantee of. Cannot give guarantee for. Cannot give guarantee for this method availability in all ORM frameworks. available in multiple ORM frameworks. Available in multiple ORM frameworks. Available in multiple ORM frameworks. I think you can give these differences nicely. Come on, yaar. Very popular interview question. 3, 4 questions are there. Difference between save and persist, difference between load and get, update and merge. Update and merge. These are very standard interview questions, boss. Hibernate interview means 30-40% of interview will happen on single row operations only. To perform these single row operations only, these methods are there. These methods are there. Okay. So that's why don't neglect these FAQs. Whenever I launch them, seriously ready and keep them in mind, because Hibernate interview means these quite common questions, regularly asked questions. Yeah. Yeah. Signature. Yes. Public guarantee. Guarantee. That is not quarantine. Guarantee. I think G I have to write. Okay. Public serializable save object to obj. Public wide. What is this? Persist. Public wide persist. Public wide persist. Hmm. Public wide persist. Hmm. Available in ORM software. Here what? Guarantee. Yes, boss. So these are the differences between save and persist method, which is recommended to use here. I suggest to use more and more what? Save method only. I encourage you people to use what? Save method a lot. So ultimate winner is what? Save method. Because there are so many benefits with the save method. That's why my suggestion is, my recommendation is, always prefer working with what? Save method. Always prefer dealing with what method? Yeah, save method. Everyone understood my point? Everyone understood my point or not? Come on. So here one save method, here is one what? Persist method. With this, we completed difference between save and what? Persist method. Fine. So now once in a while we want to see documentation, source code and all this stuff. Okay. My suggestion is to work with persist method. Mr. Subham Maurya. Why, sir? Why your suggestion? You don't want to use generators in real time? 1 minute. Subham Maurya is saying that my suggestion is to work with this. Convince me, no problem. Convince me why you got the thought of persist method. Why? Milind, one more guy slept so far. Mr. Milind, what happens sometimes to you, yaar? I have written one checkbox and all this stuff. Okay. I have written checkbox and all this stuff now. Now he is asking persista seva. Mr. Milind, what happens? Why are you so absent mind? What is the meaning of this? Okay. Mr. Subham Mukhya, can you convince me why are you feeling Subham Maurya? Why are you feeling persist method? No answer, then jump into the drainage. After seeing these many benefits with what? Save method. Come on. How can you say persist method is good? How can you say persist method is good? Fine. Only one advantage is there. It is available in multiple ORM framework. But as I said, 95% of industry is working with what? Hibernate based war mapping only. So that's why they don't hesitate to work with what? Save method. I don't hesitate to work with what? Save method. Got it or not? Yes. Fine, yeah. Okay, this is the difference. Now, I want to see source code. I want to see documentation help coming in here itself. I want to see Mr. Subham and Mr. Subham and Milid. You have some complaint on you, boss. Why are you using abusing language before starting the class? Last warning to both. If I find that is repeated, I will remove from the session, boss. I don't hesitate. I don't hesitate, boss. Last warning to both people. Okay? You are listen class, you don't listen class. That is your headache. But you don't have any right to scold others. Last warning. If I find you are repeating, okay, I will remove you from the meeting. Last warning to both fellows. Fine. Use your energy for listening class here. Why are you wasting your energy for nonsense? Okay. Mm, right. Tomorrow onwards, I'll ask my admin people to disable the mic the moment I launch the meeting. Don't worry. Right, boss. Okay. Now listen. Now I want to see source code. Sometimes I want to show source code. Sometimes I want to show documentation help in the Eclipse itself. In the Eclipse itself. So for that purpose, we have to go for what? Linking documentation, linking API. Actually, I don't want to use that. What we have seen in the Spring, same story here also. I think if you go for Gradle kind of thing, okay, when you add the source jars, automatically source code will be coming. Automatically what? Automatically API documentation is coming. So we'll try with Gradle. Okay, still not coming. Then we will try to link with what? Source code and other things. Anyhow, our future we are going to work with a Gradle a lot, right? In future you are going to work with what? Gradle a lot. So let's not waste time on Spring style API documentation, Spring style source code. Anyhow, in Gradle those facilities are going to happen automatically. Okay, right. So next project anyhow we develop by using Gradle. There you will get the clarity. Fine, yeah. With this save and persist method story is over, but one small concept is there. Let me talk about it. Tell me, boss, this SQL dialect, whatever dialect concept is there, okay, this dialect concept is there. This dialect generates the query when I call session.save method, tx.commit method, or these queries are pre-generated queries. Whatever insert query we are seeing, that is dynamic query or pre-generated query. Tell me, whatever queries I am showing, they are pre-generated queries or dynamic queries. Everyone, yes. They are looking like a dynamic queries, right? They are looking like a dynamic queries because we are seeing them when tx dot commit is called, right? We are seeing them when tx dot commit is called. That's why they are looking like dynamic queries, but actually not. All these are pre-generated SQL queries. Whenever session factory is created, whenever session factory object is created, suppose 10 mapping files are there pointing to 10 tables. Okay. 10 tables related, 10 insert queries, 10 update queries, 10 delete queries will be there as pre-generated queries, not the select queries, not the select queries, not the select queries. Okay, only insert, update, delete queries will be there as pre-generated queries having identity value as the criteria value. Identity property related column as the criteria column and its value as the criteria value. They are pre-generated queries. In those queries, all columns will be involved in the insert operation. Okay, update operation based on ID value as the criteria value, all columns will be updated. Anyhow, delete query also deletes the record by using what? By using what? By using what? Okay, ID value as the criteria value. ID value as the criteria value. They are pre-generated queries. What queries here? Pre-generated queries. Sure, sir. Yes, sure. Okay, I will tell. In what way they are pre-generated, I will tell. I have not taken price and quantity. I have taken only PID and PName. Okay, cool. I am going to save object test only. Here also I am not taking price and quantity. I am taking only prod name. So anyhow in the mapping file I enable the generator. In the mapping file I enable the generator. Okay. Now you observe save object test. Save object test. Still record will be, values will be, default values will be inserted to. Say refresh. 0 0 0 0. Still default values will be inserted to this one. That means still in the insert query, generated insert query, all the 4 columns are available. Tell me, it is the dynamically generated query or pre-generated query? Pre-generated. When session factory object is created, okay, for all tables that are there in what mapping files, okay, three queries, insert, update, delete queries will be there as pre-generated queries. So the time will not be wasted. Time will not be wasted to use those queries for multiple times. They are pre-generated queries. No, sir. I want to see my insert query coming as a dynamic query. Then what should I do? Go to mapping file for which table you want to see insert query as a dynamic query. Observe very carefully. Dynamic insert, dynamic update. So only update and insert we are having dynamic option. We don't have dynamic option for what? Delete and select. I'll analyze that later. I analyze that later. Dynamic insert by default false. I made it true. I made it true. Save object to test. Let's see. Save object to test. Let's see. Okay. Now listen carefully. Say refresh. See, say refresh. What's happening? I didn't save a product dot product dynamic insert true. Dynamic insert true. Save object test. Only two columns are there. Then what should happen? Java application in the insert query, I should get only two columns involvement. I should see only two columns involvement. No, not required. Simple type, all these are not required, Ra Babu. All these are not required. Sorry. What's happening? It's not going to according to my thought. Dynamic insert is equal to true. Dynamic insert is equal to true. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Float. Listen. By default, false. Listen. Here, what's there? Float is there, float is there. When no value is given, zero will be there. Come on. When no value is there, zero will be there. Are you getting my point there? Come on, guys. So zero is there means it will think that you are giving value. It will think that you are giving values because default value. So to give that feel, I don't give name. Yeah, a wrapper type is the solution, but I don't give name. Prod dot set quantity 90. Prod dot set. Prod dot set price. Okay, some 7,000. Okay, this time name is not given. Did you notice this? Name is okay. This is object type, not the simple type. Okay, boss. Save object test. Save object test. See, boss, how many columns are involved? How many columns are involved? Only 3 columns. Actually, how many columns? 4 columns. This is now dynamic insert query or not there? This is what dynamic insert query are not there. Okay, this is dynamic insert query. Come on, look at the table. Say refresh. Name has not come. Null has come. Null means no value. Null means no value. Did you notice that? None means no value. 1 minute. I will wantedly go for. That's why if you want to enjoy dynamic queries, by all means, it's not recommended to take simple types here. It's always recommended to take wrapper types so that this kind of problems can be avoided. These kind of problems can be avoided. What do you say? These kind of problems can be avoided. What do you say, my dears? Understanding my statement there or not there? Float F capital, float F capital. Now, here also return type. I will change this one to F capital. Okay, cool. Here also I will take this one. Wrapper type is always good choice, no doubt in that. F capital. Here also F capital. F capital. In this place also, if you take integer, it's good and nice. If you don't take also, no problem. But if you want to enjoy all benefits, better to work with wrapper types. Here also wrapper type. Integer PID. Come here. Come here. Set quantity. No, I don't set these values. I don't set these values. Got it? Only name I set. I don't set these values. Now you observe. Save object test. Save object test. Only it involves 2 columns in the insert query generation. So when simple types there, what happened? When simple types are there, problem is what? It is having default values, not the null. It is having default value null. Based on the null, it is generating the ID values. Got it? Got it? Now that headache is not there. Did you notice it? So it's always recommended to work with what? Wrapper types attributes, at wrapper type properties in the entity class. Did you observe that? Okay, boss. Listen, there are so many points here. Okay, the SQL dialect generates, insert, update, delete. Okay, select SQL, select also. Select SQL queries as pre-generated queries. What here? Pre-generated queries. As what? Pre-generated queries for all the tables that are specified in the that are specified in all the mapping files, all the mapping files that are specified in all the mapping files. Okay, all the mapping files. Focus everyone, that are specified in the all the mapping files, all the mapping files. Okay, having id value as the criteria value, id id value, id column as the criteria column, id column as the criteria column. Yes, criteria column. Okay, all these operations will take place in the process of creating session factory object. In the process of creating session factory object. Fine. Okay. So when we call session dot save, session dot load, okay, get session dot update and session dot low, sorry, delete methods, the delete methods. Okay, these pre-generated queries, these pre-generated queries will be used to complete the persistence operation, to complete the persistence operations, to simply complete the persistence operation. But problem, the problem with these pre-generated queries, pre-generated queries is pre-generated queries is they involve all the columns, all the columns, all the columns. Okay, to generate dynamic SQL queries. What queries? Dynamic SQL queries. Then dynamic SQL queries. That means involves only required columns. Involves only required columns. They involve all columns. To generate dynamic SQL queries involves only required columns, then we need to go for tell me what's the first one? Dynamic insert. What here? Dynamic insert is equal to true. Dynamic update is equal to true. Dynamic insert is equal to true. Dynamic update is equal to true in class tag of mapping files. Class tag of mapping files. Which tag here? Class tag of mapping files. Everyone enjoyed my point there or not there? Yes. Simply in what? Class tag of mapping files. That's it, boss. Okay. That's it. 1 minute. Session dot save prod. Session dot save prod. The dynamic SQL query is insert into product PID comma pname values question mark. Yes. Prod dot set price. Prod dot set quantity 3. Prod dot set price. Prod dot set quantity 3. Everyone getting my point there? Okay. But what is this? Dynamic underscore insert is equal to true is taken. The true is taken there. Fine. Understanding my point there. Okay. The pre-generated query is, what is this? The pre-generated query is, this. The pre-generated query is this. Generally, PID comes at the end. Identity value will come at the end. Fine. Pre-generated query is this. See, boss, this is very important. Dynamic, what is this? Dynamic underscore insert is equal to true. When dynamic underscore insert is equal to true is taken, this is the story. When not taken, this is the story. Everyone convinced with me? Come on. Okay, now the question is, why there is no dynamic underscore delete, comma, dynamic underscore select attributes in class tag, in class tag. Did you notice that we have only dynamic hyphen insert? We have only what dynamic hyphen update tags are there, but remaining are not there. Why there is no dynamic underscore delete, dynamic underscore select attributes are not there. Attributes are not there. Why there is no in class tag? Everyone noticed that or not? If not noticed, once more time you try to notice. This is very much analyzation, boss. Observe, dynamic insert true, update true, true false. But there is no dynamic select, there is no dynamic delete. Anyone can analyze that? Anyone can use your brain for that? Anyone can use that brain for that? Come on. Array. Listen. Listen carefully. Dynamic delete they have given, boss. Listen. In the deletion, columns are important. Condition value is important. Come on, yeah. You select specific columns or all columns. Come on. Whole row should be deleted, na? Come on, guys. Come on. In deletion of record, columns are not important. Condition is very important. And in delete query, we never mention column names. We always mention condition to delete the record. Come on, guys. Everyone understanding or not? That's the reason number one. In delete query, we don't mention columns. We mention only condition value, criteria value to delete the record. So that's why there is no meaning of having dynamic delete query. I hope bulb grown. Yeah, next one. In select, boss. In select, the session dot get and session dot load method can give complete record. There is no question of giving specific records. They cannot give specific record. They can give complete record only. So that's why there is no question of performing specific column select operation. Understanding my statement? There is no question of performing specific column select operation. That's why there is no dynamic select also. That's why there is no dynamic select also. Understanding my point there? In update query also condition is there, but there is a that there is a possibility of updating our choice columns in update query. In update query, understanding my point? Yes. And the two session dot get and load method can give can work with complete record loading. They cannot deal with specific columns loading. That's the reason there is no dynamic select. Sir, no, I want to get specific column value. You have to go for HQL, criteria, API, NoSQL. Other techniques are there, na bulk operation techniques. You have to go for. In single row, not possible. In single row, that is not possible. That's why don't ever think about it. Fine. I hope everyone convinced with the reason. In the delete query, column names are not required. Only condition is required. So there is no need of dynamic delete. There is no need of dynamic delete. Let's observe delete from product where PID is equal to question mark. Tell me here, in this one, any need of specifying columns? Is there any need of specifying columns? Come on. Okay. Session dot get, session dot load. These two methods can get whole record into domain class object. Okay, entity class object. That means they cannot get specific column values. So dynamic select is not required. Dynamic select is not required. Is not required. Is not required. Not required in single row operations. Single row operations. But by using HQL native SQL criteria API, we can go for dynamic selects. We can go for dynamic selects. Are you understanding my point? Come on. Come on. Both you convinced or not? Both you convinced or not? I want reply. See, you cannot deny the fact there are no attributes. First accept it. There are no attributes. Then analyze why they are not there. Why they are not there. Now tell me, tx.commit by default uses pre-generated queries or dynamic queries. Tx.commit by default uses pre-generated queries or dynamic queries. Pre-generated queries. When it will start using dynamic queries? Only when dynamic triplex attribute is enabled in the class tag. Dynamic triplex attribute is enabled in the class tag. Understanding my statement or not there? So by default, Hibernate looks to use pre-generated queries. Pre-generated queries. I'll show one more thing, boss. Come here. So save object, only name is there, number is not there. Here I disabled dynamic insert is equal to false. Default is false only. Default is false only. Since I disabled dynamic, in all 4 columns have come and empty values will be displayed. Dummy values will be displayed. Come on, this number anyhow coming, null is coming. Why it is coming, boss? Why it is coming? Okay, because though values are not there, you ask it to generate complete query. Generated complete query, since no values are there, null are inserted. Did you notice that? That to wrapper type, na? That's why null is inserted. If it is a simple data type, it would have inserted what? Zeros. Are you getting my point there? Yes. It is good practice to develop entity classes. It's a good practice to develop entity classes with the wrapper data types, not with the simple data type. with wrapper data types, not with simple data types. Fine, boss. I think today we got some more points related to our first application. I think we learned two things here. Differences between session dot save. Differences between session dot save and persist method. Very important question. And dynamic query generation. Dynamic query generation, pre-generated queries and dynamic queries. But the dynamic query generation is there only for insert and update, not for delete and select. And we analyzed the reason behind it. Definitely we analyzed the reason behind it are not there. I just introduced generators. In future, I will talk more on what generators by covering all generators in all angles, all generators in all angles. Till that time, don't worry. Fine here. So tomorrow when we meet, I will talk more on dialect. More on what dialect? Okay, boss. Oracle is not working means check up. Try to insert record manually. If still not inserted, Oracle problem. Mr. Deepak Kumar. Otherwise, go to services, make sure that Oracle related two services are in running mode. Understanding my point there? Yes. Okay. Anyone can share a Git link of Hibernate? Git link of Hibernate. Please share your Git link of Hibernate. See, boss, in the Samit Kumar Sahu, in your error only solution is there. Check it out. Looking for property. In your error only, you are not writing proper getter setter methods in the domain class. Check it out. You are not writing proper getter setter methods. That is the reason. No other reason is there. Yes. Fine here. Okay. Try to do this improvisation. I'll update the Git also. You collect the code from there. Thank you. Have a nice time.